We are Cam and Heather on Sea Clef, and we are on the trip of a lifetime. Come share in our adventures as we take you through the Great Lakes to Chicago, down through the river system of the Midwest, along the panhandle of Florida, across the Gulf of Mexico, and down the west side of Florida, crossing through the Okeechobee Waterway to eastern Florida. Then share in our adventures as we continue throughout the Bahamas and back up the eastern seaboard, finally returning to Canada on America's Great Loop. Our route today took us from Kingston, New York to New Baltimore, New York, where we stayed at Donovan's Shady Harbor.
We are just leaving Kingston, and this is the lighthouse and the entrance to the river you go into to get to Kingston. Another one of these lighthouses that looks more like a house.
Good morning from Sea Clef. Nice morning, but we are chasing, well, some weather is chasing us. It will catch up with us. It looks like the tropical storm Brett is coming up through New York area, and I think that the surrounding elements around that storm are going to encroach upon us this weekend. It looks like it's going to rain for several days, which is unfortunate because we've had some really nice weather for traveling.
Rain and thunderstorms for at least the next 2 days.
We had planned to stay at our next stop, which is Donovan's Shady Harbor, for till Monday, and today is Thursday. So we have a long stay ahead of us planned. We really didn't want to do the locks on a weekend, although I suppose if it's a lousy weekend, there wouldn't be any boat traffic, or less anyway. But we're pleasure boaters.
I don't want to do locks in a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Today, we traveled just 37.1 nautical miles. We departed in the morning at 7:54 a.m., and we arrived into Donovan's Shady Harbor at 1:21 p.m. with an average speed of 6.8 knots.
Bridge. I am not sure what the deal is with Rip Van Winkle, because there's also a Rip Van Winkle ferry, actually Rip Van Winkle 2 ferry that we passed the other day. Sorry, not a ferry, it's a tour boat. But I guess it's a big deal around here, the Rip Van Winkle Bridge.
The Hudson Athens Lighthouse is also often called the Hudson City Light, and it's located between Hudson and Athens, closer to the Hudson side of the river. It was constructed in 1874 and it marks a sandy ridge known as Middle Ground Flats, and is also acting as a general aid to navigation on the river.
We haven't seen a lot of tows in the Hudson, but we are running alongside a tow right now, and then our looper friends are behind us. We are in a group of about 6 loopers. We're just going past Hudson City.
We are passing Coxsackie, New York, and by the look of these docks and the way they spell Cox, C-O-X, I have a feeling they have a lot of rowing going on in this area. The Hudson would be perfect for it. So in case you don't know, the Cox is the person who sits in the front of the scull and pulls out the rhythm for the rowers on the scull.
Coming up on the Nicole Rheinauer. It's a big fella, but you get some big traffic on the Hudson. It's a deep canal, and it's an important shipping lane. A little tighter coming around this corner with the Rheinauer going by us downbound. He advised us he's going to be pushing about a 2-foot weight, and we said that we were okay with that. We were going to hug the Reds and give as much space as we could. There's a red over there that was hugging, and it's on its way by, and it does look like it's a beefy weight. Oh, 548 feet long. Got a good bow leg. Not too bad on the stern. Looks like there's been some little bit of bumping around. You can see the waves breaking on the shore thing, so there is some wind. While it's hard to see at this range, there are an army of loopers coming up the Hudson today. As I zoom in, you start to see all the boats that are behind us working their way up the Hudson. We aren't the first in line, we are second in line, but there are a lot of loopers on the Hudson today. This is only what I can see behind me. There are further vessels further back as well, and some forward. That is a huge dead sturgeon. That thing is enormous.
The Atlantic sturgeon is the largest fish in the Hudson River. Adults are often 5 to 8 feet long,